Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Like you, I am just learning about the horror of the tragedy that unfolded in Tumbler Ridge this evening over the course of the day. This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy. We can't imagine what the community is going through, but I know it's causing us all to hug our kids a little bit tighter tonight. I'm just out of an update with RCMP leadership, Dwayne McDonald. I want to thank him for being available this evening, and a conversation with the Prime Minister about this terrible tragedy. Here's the latest information that we have. I understand that there are 10 people in total who are dead, 2 different sites. 8 of the people who died as a result of the shootings were at the school, including an individual we understand is the suspected shooter, who is believed to have died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. There are about 25 people who have been triaged by health authorities with various physical injuries, some profoundly serious, and some more minor injuries. Right now, information is very limited as police do their work, and the RCMP has asked for patience as they work through methodically to ensure that they are supporting families and getting to the bottom of what happened today. I'd like to take this opportunity to ask British Columbians, to ask all Canadians, to wrap the people of Tumbler Ridge, wrap these families with love. Not just tonight, but tomorrow and into the future. This is something that will reverberate for years to come. As British Columbians, I know that one of the things we do best is look after each other, and I'm asking British Columbians to look after the people of Tumbler Ridge tonight. For our government's role, we'll make sure that the resources are there for the community. They're already being deployed on the site, and I'd like to ask the Public Safety Minister to provide you an update on what's happening in the community to provide support right now. Minister.
Thank you, Premier. While the RCMP emergency alert has been lifted, the people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating day for a close-knit community, and the loss being felt is profound. There are truly no words that can adequately describe the pain being carried tonight by parents, families, and loved ones of the victims. British Columbians and people across the country are standing with the Tumbler Ridge community tonight. I would like to thank the RCMP officers who were on the scene within 2 minutes of receiving the call. That speed and professionalism saved lives today. I would also like to thank paramedics, firefighters, healthcare workers, victim services staff, and all first responders who acted immediately to support this community in an unimaginably horrific moment. This is only the beginning for so many who have families who have been impacted by today's tragic events. The shockwaves of this horrific event will continue to reverberate through the community and throughout the country for some time. Education ministry staff have been in continued contact with the school district today, and we are actively mobilizing trauma and crisis response supports. We are sending trauma-informed counselors to the region to support kids and their families during this time. The school district will be making supports available, and once we have locations for where these supports will be, the district will share that information on social media. And we will be making sure services are available to members of the broader community who need it as well. There is a psychiatric liaison nurse working in the community right now, and another starting tonight at 10 p.m. who will be working through the night on the ground in Tumbler Ridge. So already tonight there is help available now with more to come. People can contact 310 Mental Health Support at 310-6789 for support and mental health services. The Kids Help Phone offers professional counseling, information, and referrals to young people. And people can reach out by texting CONNECT to 686-868. Young people can also use the Foundry app to get connected to mental health supports. I have spoken throughout the day with the mayor of Tumbler Ridge and the local MLA and MP. We are united and in constant communication. I've also spoken to the federal Minister of Public Safety, and we will be working together to ensure that the RCMP have every resource that they need. As a mother, I'm holding the families who lost loved ones close in my heart, as well as the many of those injured. For their families, the nightmare has not yet ended. We will stand with the community in the days and weeks and months ahead with compassion, with action, and with a commitment to supporting healing for as long as it takes. We will ensure that every possible support is available for the community in the coming days. Thank you very much.
We'll now take questions from the media. For media in the room, please come to join us at the microphone here. State your name and outlet, and the Premier will answer your question.
Thank you. Good evening. Michelle Morton here with CBC. Can you tell me a bit more about the specifics in regards to medical care being sent up, if any additional? We're hearing about 25 people being sent for care related to serious and non-life-threatening injuries.
What we can share right now is there were 25 individuals who were triaged for medical care, varying degrees of severity of injury. BC EHS will be providing an update this evening about more specifics related to care, where people are, and so on.
Even to hearing over the past couple of weeks, we've heard about schools being threatened in Coquitlam, for example, in that area, and now hearing about this situation in Tumbler Ridge. What's your message to parents who might feel uneasy sending their kids to school right now?
Well, I mean, it's hard to know what to say on a night like tonight. This is the kind of thing that feels like it happens in other places and not close to home in a way that that this feels for so many British Columbians and Canadians. The devastation these families face, it's just impossible to understand what they're going through without going through it yourself. But I can say for myself, and I'm sure for many British Columbians, many Canadians, it makes us think about our kids' safety when they're going to school. We take it for granted. You go to school, you come home safe. And events like this give us pause about that safety that many Canadians have the privilege to enjoy across this country. In the days and weeks to come, we'll look at this incident and try to understand what opportunities there are to learn from an unspeakable tragedy like this. But for tonight, it's about making sure that those families are receiving all the supports that they can.
Do you know when we'll learn more about the investigation as well?
Yes, RCMP have asked for patience right now. They understand that British Columbians, people of Tumbler Ridge, want to know everything possible to try to make sense of what happened in Tumbler Ridge today. They have work to do on the ground. They've advised that the community is safe and secure, that the threat is over from this incident. But the work for them and for the community is ongoing. They'll provide details as often and as comprehensively as they can going forward. And we'll follow the police lead on being able to provide.
Must be, what is your biggest concern right now?
My biggest concern is for the people who have to live with this tragedy. those who are physically injured for their physical safety, and for those who have endured a trauma that will be with them for the rest of their lives, and how we can support them going forward. That's why I ask for people across the country to do what we can to send love and support to that community right now, because they sure need it.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking my question. I'm a reporter from the Canadian Press. I wonder for me and Nina, do you know more details about the victims? Like, are they students? And will you and Nina travel to Tumbler Ridge in upcoming days to visit the families and the victims' families? Yes.
Yes, I expect to be up to Tumbler Ridge as quickly as possible to visit the community and provide support however I can. Police advise at this point they're still reaching out to families, still reaching out to relatives, next of kin, and so at this point aren't able to share any details about those who have passed away. But I expect that we'll be hearing that information shortly from police.
Thank you. And during your conversation with Prime Minister Carney, what did he say to you? Thank you.
Well, the Prime Minister is certainly conveyed the grief and the devastation that he feels about what the people of Tumbler Ridge are facing. He is following this very closely, had received briefings from RCMP as well, and has offered any assistance that the federal government can offer to the province in supporting the people of Tumbler Ridge going forward. I was very grateful for his outreach. He reached out right away, and his commitment to support British Columbians in this moment.
Next, we'll head to the phone lines with Jordan Armstrong from Global News.
Mr. Premier, thanks for your time. We know that rural health centers and emergency rooms are already stretched. What specifically is being done to ensure those healthcare providers who no doubt had to witness horrible things today are getting the relief and support they need?
I had the opportunity to speak with Premier Smith in Alberta, who had offered assistance through healthcare in Alberta. Tumbler Ridge is close to the border, and a major regional healthcare center is there in Grand Prairie. And very grateful to the Albertans who offered to step up and provide support in this moment as well. BCEHS will be providing an update this evening about the supports for individuals who were injured and brought to healthcare facilities. But at this point, I've shared all that I can and all the information I have.
Do you have a follow-up, Jordan?
Thank you. And a question, if I may, for the Public Safety Minister. I'm hearing from sources the RCMP detachment in Tumbler Ridge is as small as 5 members. Can you confirm that? And also talk a bit more about the response of those frontline officers. I think you mentioned they were on the scene within 2 minutes.
Thanks, Jordan. I'll pass it over to Nina. But I'd like to just thank the RCMP officers who responded. My understanding from Mr. McDonald is that they were on the scene within 2 minutes, and that fast response time to the school meant that what was already quite a devastating tragedy was prevented from being significantly worse. And as a police officer attending a shooting scene like that, you're putting yourself at risk to protect the lives of other people. And it's heroic work. And I am very grateful that the police responded so quickly and so fearlessly and executed their training to protect as many people as possible at the school today. I'll pass it over to Nina.
Thank you for the question. And I'll add that this is a small, tight-knit community with a small RCMP detachment as well, who responded in 2 minutes, no doubt saving lives today. And just to again thank the responding officers for their courage, for their dedication, their professionalism. The RCMP has surged resources, and we will continue to work with the RCMP to ensure that they have all the resources that they need to carry out the investigation, which now begins now that the active threat has been rescinded.
Justine Hunter, Globe and Mail.
Hi, thank you. Do we know anything about the weapon that was involved?
I don't have any information from RCMP about the weapon that was involved in this incident.
Do you have a follow-up, Justine?
I guess just if I know you don't have the details on the victims, but do we even have an age range? Do we have a sense of how many teachers, how many students involved?
I asked the RCMP a very similar question, Justine, and they advised at this point, given that they're still notifying families, relatives, that they were unable to release that information as they wanted to make sure they notified the families first.
Next, we'll head to Trent Ernst from Tumbler Ridge Lines.
Hi, this might be better targeted at BCEHS, but 12 hours ago, the biggest story here in Tumbler Ridge was the fact that there was no coverage in the emergency room after 5 o'clock. I'm assuming that in a situation like this, there is exceptional coverage, but do you know what's happening with that? Are they going to bring in additional doctors, or is it, just going to be shipping people off to Dawson Creek and Fort St. John?
So the best information that we can share at this point is that BCEHS will be providing an update this evening about those 25 individuals who received various injuries, physical injuries today. I don't have any other information to share. The health center in Tumbler Ridge is a small center. We had offers of assistance from Alberta. I know that there were medical evacuation services made available, air ambulance and so on, but I don't have any details about any of that, and I would encourage you to wait for the EHS update.
Trent, do you have a follow-up?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Next, we'll head to Cecilia Hua from City News.
Hi there. Thanks for taking my question. For Minister Krieger, we heard that there was additional police response from neighboring communities as well. So if you can elaborate more on that. We heard there were police from Chetwynd and helicopter support as well.
Yes, thank you. As I said, this is a small community with a small detachment, and again, grateful for the officers' quick response. And they were indeed supported by RCMP from surrounding communities, while the alert to shelter in place remained. And certainly during that time, ensuring the safety of all community members was the utmost priority. And now that that alert has come to an end, we'll continue to ensure that RCMP resources are made available to support the investigation.
Cecilia, do you have a follow-up?
Yes, local RCMP have not yet released the suspect's identity, but we're hearing from multiple people within the community that there seems to be a consensus of, who this might be. So I was wondering if you, in your conversation with the RCMP, if they plan on releasing that identity tonight or in the next few hours.
I don't know what RCMP plans are about releasing the identity of the individual that is the suspected shooter in this incident. The RCMP will be providing that updated information as they can going forward. What they've asked for right now is patience. The community, the province, the country wants this information, needs this information to try to make sense of what happened. But I think everybody's focus right now is making sure that the families in Tumbler Ridge, the community, is looked after.
That concludes tonight's event.
Great. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.